Hey everybody, this is Doa, and this is Game 2 between KawaiiRice spawning as our yellow Terran player at the top right part of GSL Ro4, and his opponent, the one and only BboongBboongprime spawning as our blue, well, kind of teal Zerg down at the bottom left part of GSL Ro4 as well. And yeah, BboongBboongprime, turn off your sound for like the next 20 seconds if you don't want the last GSL Team League match spoiled. He actually all killed F United. That's right. I paused to give people a chance to do it. I didn't know if people turned down their sound yet. Anyway, yeah, he all killed F United. Not the best showing from F United all in all in general, but you know, you gotta hand it to this guy. Won 4 games in a row against some of the best StarCraft 2 players in the world, so that is never a bad thing. And he's got to duke it out against KawaiiRice on this map. And the thing is KawaiiRice actually won the last game. Again, this is LastPlayerStanding.com's semifinal right now, or LastPlayerStanding.com's Open Tournament number 2 semifinal. I should retract my earlier statement and say it that way. And yeah, so KawaiiRice winning the first game. BboongBboongprime needs to win the next 2 if he's going to get to the finals. Otherwise, we are going to have a foreigner in the finals, which would be very cool to see as well. But BboongBboongprime, definitely a lot of respect for that guy as well. KawaiiRice putting his barracks there, starting his wall, and I wouldn't be surprised at all to see BboongBboongprime go for a hatchery first on this map. Very, very safe to do, as you do have this high ground natural expansion that's relatively safe. And I see some clicks there. There could be a probe. Yes, there's a probe, and there is the hatchery. So yes, it will be a hatch first from BboongBboongprime. Not too surprising at all there. And KawaiiRice probably going to go for an early expand himself. He does have a gas going down, so maybe Reaper expand possibly. Might decide to do like a couple Marines in the factory. I don't know. He's got a lot of options. He's a Terran player. Terrans have tons of early game options, which is what I love so much about the race. But most likely it's going to be some sort of pretty fast expand. So we'll have to see what those guys have planned. Spawning pool going down for BboongBboongprime there. No gas yet. Definitely playing a little bit more economical, but that's perfectly fine on the map like this. Even if your opponent does go like 11-11 against you, by the time they get there on this map, you have quite a few drones already, so you can hold things off, you know, more or less pretty well. Scouting SCV going to be seeing what he can see here. And there's the tech lab on the barracks. So yep, it will indeed be a Reaper expand. Probably going to see this SCV build a command center in the near future here. Someday, maybe. Have to wait till he has some minerals. Obviously, doesn't have a whole lot right now. So the Reaper heading across the map quite soon as it finishes. And this is a great map for Reapers as well. I mean, you can hop up here, hop up right into the natural. You have a big ramp to move around on. You can even hop down like here. So, or right here, rather. So yeah, Reapers can actually do pretty well on this map. So good choice from KawaiiRice. And I gotta say, KawaiiRice is just one of my favorite foreigner Terrans to watch. Foreigner, of course, being any, you know, non-Korean player. Just because he has this really exciting style. I mean, he likes to go bio quite a bit. He likes to drop quite a bit. I love watching players that do that. So it's been kind of fun casting his games in this tournament as well. It's a bit of an understatement. And yeah, command center's down, so there's our factory right now. So he's going to be starting out his tech path. Now the first Reaper is heading across the map at the moment. And look at that, you can even hop down the cliff right there. A lot of places for Reapers to kind of sneak around on this map, and he's going to come into the base, do some scouting, maybe just hang out there a little bit. Oh, SCV did get taken out by those Zerglings. But the Reaper is actually going to get these 2 Zerglings himself. A little bit of SCV revenge, and they just kind of chill out, I guess. KawaiiRice not really controlling his Reaper there for a moment, but that's okay. And yeah, if he puts down a creep tumor, that creep tumor is actually going to be in big trouble. Reaper's going to do some scouting there up at the natural. And of course he sees everything right away. And the important thing is to kind of keep that Reaper alive right now. The big benefit that the Reaper gives you is scouting, of course, and map control early in the game. So you don't want to necessarily waste it trying to kill, you know, 1 or 2 drones. It's just not really worth it. Yep, Queen trying to zone out the Reaper a little bit. And yeah, oh, he does get the creep tumor. Oh man. Whoops, a little bit of wasted energy there for BboongBboongprime. The Queen's like, my creep tumor, no! I used so much energy on that. So that's a little bit rough. So this Reaper is going to be very annoying for a little while on the base of BboongBboongprime.we. Meanwhile, back at the base of KawaiiRice, we do have a tech lab going down on this barracks as well. So interesting. Alright, so Marauder actually out, a couple Marines. He's getting stim research fairly quickly. And look at this, there are roaches on the way right now from BboongBboongprime. And did KawaiiRice see that? That's what I'm wondering. Oh, we actually did see the roach warren being built. Oh, Reaper was taken out by the roaches. And they are heading across the map, but KawaiiRice with 2 barracks with tech labs. shouldn't have any problem at all holding this off, especially with one bunker, so he's going to be just fine. Starport going down as well. Really interesting to see BboongBboongPrime try this, you know, try sending a group of roaches across the map so early in the game. That's not normally something you see very often, so I'm a little bit surprised about that, but, you know, kind of cool to see something, you know, not necessarily new, but something a little bit unique. He's also getting this third base here, which is going to be pretty helpful. And here come the roaches in the front of KawaiiRice's base. Is BboongBboongPrime going to be able to do any damage? I like that he's using them first of all to take out the rocks like this. That's going to be helpful later on in the game. Always nice to give yourself the biggest running path you can in every situation as a Zerg player. Stim not quite finished yet for KawaiiRice, and there's nothing you can do about these rocks here. Putting down a second bunker, and are the roaches going to try to poke in? I don't know if they should. Yeah, okay, so as soon as the Marauder fires, they do pull back. One roach almost dying, but it's going to be just fine. And so for now, I mean, BboongBboongPrime is going to be relatively safe. Stim is ending pretty soon. That is a good amount of Marauders. But, you know, of course, at this point, there aren't any medevacs out quite yet. There will be probably pretty soon. He's probably going to start a medevac right about now, maybe. Putting down a couple more barracks as well. So yeah, KawaiiRice definitely going to be moving into that bio style more than a mech style. Doesn't even have any add-ons on his factory right now. Yep, there's the two medevacs just starting at the moment. +1 finishing. Probably around +1 is when we're going to see KawaiiRice poke out with that, and I think that's a good idea. So BboongBboongPrime trying to secure his third. And looks like he wants to take out these rocks too, which is, you know, again, a good thing, because as a Zerg player, you want to give yourself all the opportunities to move around the map as smoothly as possible. Oh, a Baneling nest as well, alright. So, BboongBboongPrime, no sign of lair tech quite yet, so that's going to make it a little bit dangerous for KawaiiRice to push out like this. Usually, if you try to push against a Zerg that's just going really heavy tier 1 and kind of delaying their lair tech, it's a little bit tougher to push them because they're just going to have more stuff at that point. KawaiiRice does scan and see that, but he is going to move out anyway. And actually there is a lair that just got started at the natural too, so this is going to actually work out okay for KawaiiRice anyway. Some lings being released as well. And he's probably going to end up needing to use those medevacs to pick up these Marauders and save them, because this is an army that's going to absolutely destroy what KawaiiRice has. A very dangerous situation here for KawaiiRice right now. Sending in one Marine a little bit early. I like that, stimming it in just to see what his opponent has, and when he sees this, he should just load up and run away. Wouldn't be surprised at all to see something like that. Yeah, because right now BboongBboongPrime is about 30 supply ahead, and his composition is just better. You know, he's got a lot of lings. Lings are good against Marauders. If we take a look at the unit counting station, yeah, he has 33 Zerglings out right now. Not as many drones as you would think he has. Only 57 right now on 3 bases, which is a little bit behind, but he's kind of felt the pressure. You know, he lost the last game, wants to make sure he has plenty of units this time around to handle whatever his opponent sends at him. This Marine again getting sent out for scouting. Actually, this one is a different Marine. They just look the same. They all look the same. You know how it is. And, oh, I like this. BboongBboongPrime, knowing that he's playing against a guy that likes dropping a lot, already has a spine crawler up in his mineral line. I think more Zerg players need to be doing things like that. Very, very cool little move from BboongBboongPrime.we. And so KawaiiRice right now just kind of pumping out the bio, getting some siege tanks as well. Did he get siege mode? Not quite yet. And siege tanks are actually a little bit, I would say, almost, do I dare say, better against roaches on siege, just because they fire a little bit quicker. Obviously, when you have a big group of siege tanks, they're obviously better sieged than unsieged. But in small amounts, you know, just kind of with the army, you could consider using them unsieged. But I'd say it's a pretty unlikely chance that we're going to see something like that. So BboongBboongPrime trying to spread this creep out as best he can, taking that watchtower. And is the roach going to escape? Doesn't look like concussive shells is researched yet for KawaiiRice. So that roach will get away. With just 13 hit points remaining, that's like one shot from dead. And KawaiiRice has taken his third as well, and he is catching up in supply. So KawaiiRice not doing bad at all himself. Look at this, +2 infantry weapons, about halfway done right now. Siege mode almost done. Producing 2 tanks at once now, so he is moving into a little bit more tank-heavy composition here. And Marine Marauder with tanks backing it up is very, very difficult for Zerg to attack into, especially if that Zerg is rather roach heavy, as BboongBboongPrime did make a good amount of roaches this game, as you can see. Spire is out, but he hasn't made any Spire units yet that I can see. Let me just double check at the unit counting station here. No Spire units as of yet. And that Marine is the luckiest Marine on Earth. 1 hit point left there. And BboongBboongPrime looks like he might want to consider moving out in the near future here. It's a lot of Zerglings. How many Zerglings is that? That's 100 Zerglings right there. Well, 100 right there, and then, you know, another group. Well, actually, that's about 100 Zerglings. Making 20 more Banelings right now and 40 more Zerglings. BboongBboongPrime is gearing up for a pretty big attack right now, and if KawaiiRice isn't careful, he's going to get absolutely murdered by this. That army is looking pretty fragile compared to what BboongBboongPrime has, actually. Yeah, just tons of lings. Look at that. 118 Zerglings, 31 Banelings, and a smattering of roaches as well. He's going to need to be pretty careful. Looks like he tried to start a hatchery here, but that didn't quite work out. This kind of small little base there. So a nice defensive position by BboongBboongPrime. It's going to be, you know, a little bit harder to attack into, especially with KawaiiRice producing 2 siege tanks at once. Looks like he wants to push out, and this is the chance that BboongBboongPrime has. If he can catch KawaiiRice unsieged, he can do some damage. Looks like KawaiiRice is pushing very carefully though, but look at this. BboongBboongPrime going around the backside. Is he going to go for a counterattack or just a flank? It looks like it's going to be... Oh, he's going for a big counterattack. This could actually do a really, really high amount of damage to KawaiiRice. Lings coming in right now, relatively piecemeal, but these tanks are going to get surrounded so quickly right now. Yeah, BboongBboongPrime with just a huge attack at the moment. KawaiiRice actually doesn't have any tanks defending his main. He just has one right now, but look at this Zergling streaming right past it. Wasn't a complete wall-up anyway. Everything getting taken out at the main. KawaiiRice trying to pull back to defend. A couple units attacking this hatchery, taking out some Zerglings, but they're going to die relatively quickly to these mutas. And oh, these mutas are going to be a very difficult thing to deal with after he cleans this up. Lings just everywhere in his base right now. Doing a decent amount of damage here and there. KawaiiRice will be able to kind of clean things out eventually. Oh, but not before losing some more production buildings, losing a couple supply depots here and there. This is just doing a ton of damage to KawaiiRice, and just hugely disruptive too. I mean, he doesn't have a wall anymore. His opponent definitely has a big advantage. Wouldn't be surprised at all to see BboongBboongPrime decide to expand off of this as well, but look at this. He's going to move out with the mutas instead. And this could do a decent amount of damage, looks like. How many mutas are out on the field? 21 already. And with that low marine count that KawaiiRice has, you know, he did invest a lot in marauders too. These mutas are going to be extra powerful. And look at this. No turrets up right now for KawaiiRice. He's going to take so much damage from these mutas. BboongBboongPrime does need to worry about this attack as well, of course. He has a good amount of lings here. He's producing more lings, more mutas. But the real story right here is these mutas. And there is absolutely nothing KawaiiRice can do to hold this off right now. Oh man, KawaiiRice is going to lose basically all his production buildings. You know, if a Thor is on the way, which it is not, you know, he could do some damage. Look at that. KawaiiRice, he does manage to kill the third of BboongBboongPrime, but, you know, Boong is going to be able to build up another group of Zerglings here. He's way ahead in the supply count right now, and if he can just hold off this attack, he can easily kill KawaiiRice, because there aren't going to be any more units coming out of his base right now. And here he goes. That's a lot of lings, a lot of banelings. Is it going to be enough, though? Nice job trying to split those up to avoid siege tank fire. Oh, but not enough. Pulling back here. And BboongBboongPrime losing some units there. KawaiiRice playing very, very safely, and he's actually going to pull back. He does, of course, know that this one is being rebuilt, but, you know, he did destroy it, so he did do some damage. Needs to take care of these lings, but I don't actually agree with this decision by KawaiiRice to pull back here. After losing all his production buildings, he's trying to rebuild them as fast as he can, but you just can't rebuild fast enough after something like this. So, I don't know. I don't know, KawaiiRice. Don't know if this is going to be the best idea. Here comes the bio right now. A relatively small amount of lings as opposed to the mutas, and all the production buildings have been killed by KawaiiRice. And look at this. He's going to try to take out some more stuff. Nope, just deciding to pull back there. And Banelings coming to the mineral line, getting up a couple siege tanks. Boom, last one. Decided to turn on to get it. Oh, and burrowing the Baneling in the mineral line. But there's a bunch of turrets there, so that actually doesn't matter. Just kind of a cute thing to do. And look at this, KawaiiRice losing his second command center, and this is the only one he has left now. I've got a bad feeling that KawaiiRice is actually on the verge of losing this game. I mean, it's really, really difficult to come back from a situation that he's in right now. He's not completely out of it just yet, but, you know, he's almost there. All he has is a relatively small amount of bio as opposed to a huge mutaforce. And look at this, a huge amount of lings coming across the map. Drones coming as well. BboongBboongPrime basically going all in. He doesn't have a whole lot of mining going on. He doesn't really need the drones too, I suppose. Yeah, he's going to send back the drones. It was kind of a silly thing. That may have even been an accident to grab those and send them at KawaiiRice. BboongBboongPrime has to know that he's way ahead at this point, so no reason to just go all in, I would say. Mutas again trying to be as annoying as possible. And these Marines taking some damage. The Medevac's pretty low in health right now, so every stim is a really big deal for KawaiiRice at the moment too. And oh no, look at this, more Banelings coming into the natural. And yeah, I think KawaiiRice is just about dead here. Nice job focusing down those Banelings, saving a lot of those Marines, but you know, again, losing a lot of SCVs. If we take a look at the unit counting station, down to just 9 SCVs to 49 drones, 136 supply to just 55, and these mutas still doing so much damage. I mean, it's basically over. There's really nothing that KawaiiRice can do to win this game. All BboongBboongPrime needs to do is just keep making Zerglings and a few Banelings now and then. Maybe take an expansion. He doesn't even really need to. This is KawaiiRice's entire army, so yeah, I think the game's going to end fairly soon. KawaiiRice is probably just going to let all this die at this point. Scanning as he goes, trying to watch out for burrowed Banelings, and yeah, he's just going to go for a last-ditch effort from KawaiiRice here, avoiding some burrowed Banelings, so not a bad job. In the meantime, the mutas taking out this last command center, and here come all the Zerglings and Banelings. KawaiiRice has absolutely nothing, and BboongBboongPrime is about to tie things up 1-1. GG, there it is, and BboongBboongPrime ties things up in this semifinal match. Let's move on to Game 3.